Look at Vince McMahon of the WWE. Vince McMahon was accused of in sex trafficking multiple times. This woman says that Vince McMahon forced her to have sex with different men, different women. He defecated on her head. And while she was covered in human feces, he forced her to continue to engage in sexual trafficking. This went on for a period of time. He was never arrested. The federal government claims to be investigating Vince McMahon, but his homes have never been raided. Look at how Vince McMahon has been treated, and look at Sean Puffy Combs. Not for the sake of Puff art. This is not about Puff. This is a case study in how they deal with black people. I'm not thinking about Puffy. I'm thinking about my people. But the immaturity of American Africans, they can't separate subject from object.
My people, did I just heard him right? This one here, Dr. Umar Yetunde Johnson, he come and sit and open up his mouth comparing P. Diddy to Mr. McMahon. This is the delusion of our sons in America. Who told you you could ever be equal to these people, no matter how much money you have? This is how you betray yourselves. Because all that struggle our forefathers put up, our forefathers didn't fight for us to seek to be their equal. People who have held us as slaves, they can never, never in this lifetime view us as equals. What is that delusion? Do you think the struggle of our forefathers has been for you to mimic the white man? Because you found him a freak. You feel that you too should become a freak. That's what you get. They haven't forgotten that you are their slaves. And they have a way of reminding you each time one of you falls out of line. When are you guys going to grow up? This is embarrassing. You guys just don't get it. All this fight, all this shouting, all this yelling, I come to realize is so that you get the white man's privileges. So that you have access to the white man's women, so that you have access to the white man madness, so you can mimic him, do all the madness he does around and get away with it. That's what your so-called black struggle is. You guys have become so dishonoring, it's so embarrassing. That's what you get. Because when you rise to power, instead of elevating your brothers, instead of helping them become men and women on their own, you become a slave masters yourself over your brothers and sisters. That's what you get. Who told you you could ever be a slave masters over the people of Zambia? Who gave you that authority? Each time you're gonna think you have grown so tall that you yourself have become a white man in your land of captivity. And with that audacity, you start trampling on the people of Zambia, you will fall below ground. There are decrees spoken over our people. Whomever mess with our people shall be crushed, destroyed. And he doesn't spare you just because you're one of us. Our ancestors don't play. So either you guys wake up fast. I know they captured you and brought you as a boy. That's why they keep calling you boys, because they made sure your brain doesn't grow big enough to think like a man ever one day. And this is the proof of it. When this one gets out and go and compare P. Diddy to McMahon, the slave will never be the owner. Instead of using your big vocals to bring awareness to what is going on home, to claim your home, to find your way home, and to go claim what is righteously, you have your eyes on what the white man has forced you to build and which belong to him. That delusion is sickening. Wake up fast or perish. And when it comes to P. Diddy himself, good or bad, he's still one of ours. He did atrocious and horrible things, yes, because P. Diddy is another slave who thought he could ever be a master in the master's plantation. So this is how the master bring you back into order. It was okay, it was fine, as long as he was blackmailing his brothers and sisters. When he started trying to blackmail the bosses, we have a big problem, Houston. So to those of you who are delusional to think that because you now have wealth, you can mistreat the other ones, you are doomed. Because the same ancestors who open up that pathway to stardom and wealth will bring you down. They will depart from you. When they elevate you is so that you help the collective of us, so that you are that father to them, so that you provide to the least of us. You empower them, you strengthen them. You give them a seat at your table. That's what we are required to do, because there are bloodlines and bloodlines. Don't ignore the fact that with so much oppression, those who have risen to the top, there's something in their bloodline we cannot ignore. Now, what they went and did there once they reached the top, that's on them. That's their decision. So these same ancestors will depart from you. So when the masters come and collect that which they loan you, because any money or wealth a slave has in the land of captivity still belongs to the owner, physically and spiritually. So he gives and takes at will, and there is absolutely nothing you, sons and daughters of my forefathers and foremothers, can do about it. And there's nothing you, so-called American African, can do about it. As long as you remain in that land of captivity, whatever you have, it's a loan from the masters. They were not going to allow for the wealth our children have built. Do you think the masters will let you pass it down? So we're going to have generations of billionaires? Of course not. They're going to shake down the house and bring us back 10 generations. You're going to have to sit there and watch them take it back. It's called rulership. You don't never let the people you trample on, you oppress, ever rise greater than you. Yes, that's what any vicious ruler would do. And what does our history tell us about our former masters in America? Very vicious. It is to be expected. It's you, our children, who need to wake up. Wake up. America has never been, nor will ever be your home. What do we need to tell you, my children, to slap you out of that slumber? Start looking back before it's too late. Until you leave your land of captivity, you don't own anything. They did Kanye. Now they're doing Diddy. But the thing is that Diddy gonna drag many. Diddy gonna clean house for them. And then they're gonna bring AI. And in the process, watch, they're gonna take back all the millions they gave them. So it's not because they captured you at a young age and brought you as a boy and beat you hard enough for your brain cells to stop growing, so that you stuck in that mindset of a boy. Mind you, how do they still call you guys until today? They refer to you as boys still. Even our papas, our old papas, when they confront them, they call them boys. It's because of things like that. Because they're like, yes, we did it. We got their brains stuck at a boy's age. Sons and daughters of Africa, wake up. And to our people, Diddy just didn't start doing these things like that. There's a truth that must be spoken about our people. Our people are dangerous when they come around you, especially where they know they can make money for nothing. Our people come after those who try to elevate them. That's the problem with our people in America. When you're an entrepreneur, you have to watch more for the black people to come and try to bring you down more than you have to worry about the other nationalities. That's why you get bosses like P. Diddy, because you have to use brutality in dealing with our people. Many of our people won't just grant you the respect you deserve as the person putting them on, or as the person even breaking the rule to let them in. They won't. When you break a rule to let them in, they're going to use that to blackmail you with it. That's why you get such treatment. P. Diddy, he's born here, so he knows how to deal with you all. He knows. Sad that it had to go that way. But the truth needs to be told. The truth needs to be told. People will only give you what they think you deserve. And many of you are snakes when you come around us. Those of us who try to build for the community. So we have companies so we can employ you and give you good work conditions, employ you in dignity and decency. But many of you don't want it. You don't. You come the minute you found a black boss, you swear that you have to bring them down. That's why you get the treatment. Yes, because you are addicted to savagery. You are addicted to brutality. You are addicted to fear. If you are American African boss, you have to put fear in them for them to respect you.
Out on bond tonight after police say he allegedly pistol whipped and beat an employee who was late to work. Hello, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg is off tonight. WREG's Jessica Knox joins us live with more on this story.
So people like us, after they cut us so open, we stay away because we are not going to allow them to change our nature. So we have the option to stay away and employ Africans like us and other nationality we have. But those of them who are in their community, the Africans born here in the community they call black, they don't have these options. Mind you, they are brought up making them believe that everybody is their enemy, except the masters. So they won't have access to the Latinos. They won't have access to the Asian because they walk around with that hostility. Everybody, the world is against them. So they don't have the flexibility. We African, when we come and operate here, we have the flexibility to shut down the madness. But the truth is, when you employ our people, you have to treat them like a slave master treat them, their slaves. It's a harsh truth. So when you change and start respecting your own, some of them come in your company just to sue you. No matter how nice you've been to them, you break the rules, you accommodate them. This is when they really bring you down. I have this piece of shit still stalking me until today. This is what hiring American African does to you. When they think you're weak, they come to end you. So it's funny now, everybody, oh, PDD, how could he? He knows you guys. He knows that the only relationship our children in America understand is the rapport slave and masters. If I'm gonna be doing it, giving you any favor whatsoever, you're gonna be a slave under me. I'm gonna put that fear in you. I'm gonna dehumanize you. So before you crucify Diddy, go and think that jealousy, which has been eating us up, that makes us go to each other's company and destroy it. But when we go and work for the whites, we are submissive. We work more than anybody in that office, and it's okay. But to a brother who's a boss over you, you won't give him that same respect. So before you criticize that P. Diddy, tell yourself, who drove him to that? Our treacherous nature drives people to that, because our children mentality here is, I will do to you even before you think of doing it to me. They have become crazy like their former masters. So you have to survive in that jungle. Have you ever thought of that? The pressure you put on us black owners. You come in our business, like you see on the internet, someone comes and have you stand on your feet, braiding their hair 6 hours, and they think it's okay to just walk away. They wouldn't dare go do that into a white woman's salon. So before you open up your mouth and go around and mocking your brothers and criticizing your brothers, you have to know, what do we do as a collective that will make one of us treat us like that? And any of our sons who are employing you and stuff, they have to be harsh. I'm sorry, they have to be harsh in dealing with you all, because that's what you deserve. Until you elevate your consciousness, until you heal, until you go into your brother's property to support them, to be that shield to give the best so that he grows. And as he grows, he elevates you until you become that support system. You will continue getting all the slave masters over you who look just like us. While you're going through all this, us from afar, we see the biggest scheme behind it. But you guys are not aware. You are too busy crying. How come with all the money we now have, we are yet to have the same privileges as the white man? When I say it's time you start looking back toward Africa. Africa is the only home you truly have. Many of you don't want to go back or not even entertain the idea of going back because you don't want to go back as a son or daughter of ours. You want to come back as a colonizer. Many of you entertain these sick ideas to go home and go and colonize like your forefathers did in Liberia. If you are that sick, stay behind. But for other ones of our sons and daughters who truly feel that, no, I come from somewhere, in this time of awakening, a lot of things are coming to light. Their lies have all been debunked. Come home and come and live with us at peace. Come home and come and immerse yourself in the culture they whoop out of you. Come home and be one of us again, or you will forever be a wanderer, okay? You're gonna wander up and down, go to other country. After a while, you meet the same monsters over there. Yes, because the spirit of your masters followed you there. That's madness. Come home. You have a home. You have a home which fuels their crazy machine they call economy. Yes, Africa is their umbilical cord, but you're here fighting over their crumbs when the real show is back at home. The gold, the diamonds, the manganese, the cobalt, the uranium, everything they steal from us is yours also. Is yours, is equally yours as son and daughter of Africa. We are Africans by blood first, so is yours too. Heal, unite, or perish.